Hey there, Professor Chris with Art of Grappling USA. I wanted to say thank you for deciding to help us and support our upcoming tournament. We're very excited to be running one of the smoothest, fastest, and most efficient and innovative tournaments around. As a ring coordinator, you basically have two main responsibilities. One is going to be bracketing, and the other one's going to be scorekeeping. So I want to go over exactly how we do this at Art of Grappling. Now, even if you've done table working or ring coordinating at other tournaments, we do things a little bit differently at Art of Grappling. So please watch this video in its entirety, and if you have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to ask. Now, when you first arrive at our event, you're going to want to check in at the registration table so that they can give you your wristband so you can enter and exit freely throughout the event. After you get your wristband, I want you to go ahead and come to the tournament director. That will be me. I will have a table that has a banner that says tournament director. So come see me and I'll be able to give you your ring assignment, okay? So again, you have two main responsibilities. One's bracketing and the other one is scorekeeping. So let's start with bracketing, okay? Once you're assigned a ring number, you're going to want to stay at your table. At every single table, you're going to have a couple of items. One item is going to look like this. This is your scoreboard, okay? The larger numbers are for the points, and the smaller numbers are for the advantage. There will be a red piece of tape that will dictate that that is the red competitor side, and then the opposite side would be the blue competitor side. You're also going to have two anklets, one red and one blue. For no-gi, these will go on the ankles of the competitor. For gi, this will go on the back of the belt of each competitor. You'll also have a referee wristband, which will allow you to know which side the referee is putting points up for, and you'll also have a timer and a pen, okay? Now, at the start of the tournament, your division assignments and brackets are going to be brought to you, okay? A runner will bring you the brackets, and it's very important that when you receive the brackets that you run them from top to bottom. We want to go in a very specific order to make sure that everything stays on track. Once you receive the bracket, we will come over with the microphone and announce the division. So we might say, Children's gi novice 49.9 pounds and below, please report to ring 1. Once we call that division, the competitors will start coming over to your ring, and you will need to make sure that you check their name off so that we know that they're there. Now, for the children, we do something a little bit different, a little bit special, just to make sure that they're not running off. We have pieces of tape on the mat located behind the ring where they will actually be sitting. We call this the bullpen. So let's say you have a bracket of 6 children. Those 6 children will actually be sitting on pieces of tape behind the ring, and this is to make sure that they don't wander off and that the bracket can run smoothly. So before the bracket starts and during the bracket, and even after the bracket, because we want to metal them out, they will need to stay on those pieces of tape, okay? Once they're in the bullpen, make sure, you place a check mark next to their name so we know that they're there. Our goal is to run a smooth and quick event, and that bullpen is really going to help us do that, especially with the younger kids, okay? So when you receive a bracket, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to call the first 2 competitors' names. If for some reason they are not there, you can go ahead and run a second match. So if these 2 competitors didn't show up yet, but these 2 competitors are there, go ahead and run this match. We do not want to be having rings that do not have matches going on, okay? Now, some of your brackets are going to look like this, and for this particular bracket, there's 6 fighters, and when there's 6 fighters, 2 of those fighters actually get a bye, and what that means is they don't have to fight the first round. They actually get an automatic bid into the second round. So you would have a competitor's name here, 2 competitors' name here, another 2 competitors' name here, and then a competitor's name is here. Those buys are chosen completely random. So if you have a parent or a coach ask how was that chosen, the tournament director makes the bracketing and it's completely done randomly, okay? On the bottom of the bracket here, it'll have the ring number, and you'll want to make sure that that coincides with the ring that you're at. Up here we have gi, no gi, and this is sport MMA for the kids. It'll be circled so you know exactly what they should be doing. And then it says novice, beginner, intermediate, advanced. That's the skill level. And that's important to know as well, because that's going to let you know how many minutes, and we'll talk about that in a second, how many minutes that round should be going, the age and the weight of that bracket. Very important you write legibly on this. And at the bottom, it says completed and medaled. So once the bracket is completed, you'll go ahead and put a check mark. And once you and the referee medal those students out, you'll put a check mark. And once you have those 2 check marks on the bottom, you know that bracket is complete. Now, for Art of Grappling, we give trophies for first place, and second and third place will get medals. So again, first place gets a large 19-inch trophy, and second and third place will get a medal. We will medal them out right there on the mat. You'll want to make sure that the banner is there that says first, second, and third place, and give the parents and family an opportunity to take a picture of the winners, okay? This is a single elimination tournament, so if you lose one, depending on how many people are in the bracket, you might be out. Now, if you are watching a match and you feel like a student in that bracket or a competitor in that bracket is sandbagging, it's very important that you let the tournament director know, that you let me know, so that we can make sure to put that particular competitor in the proper bracket. We do not want to be condoning sandbagging at all. Next to you at the table, something that we do at Art of Grappling is there will be 2 chairs on the left and 2 chairs on the right. One is a coach's chair and the other is a family member chair. So mom or dad can actually sit right there next to the table. And we do this so that, 1, it makes our children competitors feel a little bit more comfortable, and 2, it allows them to get a nice shot of video of their child. So you'll have 2 chairs, one's for the coach, one's for the family member. So after every single round, you'll want to make sure that the next family member and coach has a seat, okay? Once your bracket has been completed, be sure to check it over, make sure all the information is filled out legibly, and that's basically it with the bracketing, okay? So let's go ahead. Oh, one more thing, actually. I wanted to talk a little bit about a three-fighter round robin, because every tournament does a little bit differently. So we do a round robin when there's 3 competitors, and their names will be under A, B, and C. The L down here stands for loser. So what's going to happen when A and B, I guess you could also say it stands for learner, if you want to be nice, but A and B are going to fight. Whoever loses this match, their name's going to go down here, and they are going to be the ones to fight C. Now, let's say B loses, and his name goes down here. C and B fight. If B beats C, they go on to the next round, and they get another crack at trying to beat fighter A, all right? So we've got A, B, and C, all right? And the C fights the loser of A and B. Now, let me give you a situation you might find yourself in if you are running a 3-fighter round robin bracket. After A and B fight, whoever loses, if B loses, we have to give B at least a few-minute break. Now, we don't want to have nothing going on at that ring. So what you would want to do while you're giving that competitor a break is to go on to your next bracket, the one that's immediately behind it. We always need to make sure that matches are running and that there's no dead air or no dead mat time, okay? So now let's go on to scorekeeping. There are 3 aspects of scorekeeping. There's the time limit, there's points, and there's advantages. So the time limits for our children and teens, for novice and beginner, it's 3 minutes. For intermediate and advanced, it's 4 minutes. For our adults and our women, in our master's division, novice and beginner are 4 minutes, intermediate is 5 minutes, and advanced is 6 minutes. This will be written at your table, so it's not something you will need to memorize, but you need to make sure you're keeping track of which skill level the competitors are doing, whichever one's circled, because that's going to determine the length of the match, okay? In regards to points, your referee will either hold up 4 points, 3 points, 2 points, or even 1 point, because our scorekeeping, our score system is a little bit different than most tournaments. Whichever hand the referee holds up, if they hold up the blue hand, then that would coincide with the blue side of the scoreboard. If they hold up the opposite hand, that would coincide with the red side of the scoreboard. You want to make sure at all times that your eyes are on the referee so that you both are on the same page with the scoring, okay? Another thing that could happen is the referee can make a horizontal line like this with either hand. That's an advantage, and that's going to be the smaller numbers on the inside of the scoreboard, okay? So a couple of noteworthy things to remember. Try not to speak to anyone during a match. Coaches are going to be coming up asking you questions. Parents are going to be coming up asking you questions. Competitors are going to be coming up asking you questions. It's imperative that your eyes stay on the referee to make sure that you guys are on the same page and that the score is kept correctly, okay? If anyone's asking you questions, just let them know very kindly that as soon as that current match is over, you'll go ahead and help them out, but you need to make sure that you're paying attention to the current match. If you have any questions, just go ahead and stand up and raise your hand, and the tournament director will come over to help you. Don't argue with any coaches or competitors. That's the tournament director's job. That's my job. That's what I will be handling for the majority of the day, the customer service aspect. So if there's any issues, just call me over or send them over to the tournament director table, okay? If you need a restroom break, please just let us know so that we can get you a sub. And it's very important to me that we keep our table clean, all right? So I don't want to see food. I don't want to see water bottles. Nothing should be on the table except the scoreboard and the tools that you need to efficiently run a ring, okay? We're really excited to have you. Again, thank you very much for choosing to be a part of the Art of Grappling team. We are excited to be offering a creative and innovative and most important time-efficient tournament here in Tampa, Florida. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at midgettwister@gmail.com, or you can give me a call at 813-244-1293. We'll see you bright and early at the event. Please be on time. That's very important. Have a great day.